Go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart Centered Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. And joining me today, we have Golden Girls Coffee Clutch. The girls and I are sitting around the kitchen table, and we are going to solve the problems of the world. We got it handled. So, who do I have here with me? I've got Sherry, also known as Blanche. I've got Cleo, also known as Dorothy, and I have Val, also known as Rose. So, welcome, ladies. Hello, how are you?
Good.
Yeah,
I'm excited to be here. I love our chats.
I know. What have I? Hold
Oh,
on.
the dip
You guys talk amongst yourselves. I have to fix my phone.
Okay. Yeah, this is a very exciting time to talk about politics, isn't it, Cleo? Because this decision handed down by is it the appellate courts who handed this down in Washington D.C. on Trump not being he has no immunity, and he can be tried as a normal Joe Blow citizen.
Yep.
He can't just shoot somebody on Park Avenue.
But they're calling him Citizen Trump.
They'll take it to the Supreme Court, and I don't trust the Supreme Court.
Well, they say, I know what you're saying, but I did listen to two different, like Midas Touch and also Kirshner, who said it is, and also George Conway, who said it is an airtight argument made by these appellate court judges that it is airtight. Absolutely. There is no way you can go in there. They met the arguments of the Trump's attorneys, and just decimated their arguments. I mean, really decimated them like a kindergartner, like a college professor and a kindergartner. So, yeah, what can I say?
Well, are they still arguing about whether it was an insurrection?
It depends on who you listen to. The thing with this, in order to take a case to the Supreme Court, you have to go in there with an argument that, this law was misinterpreted, or they erred in what they said. There has to be some fault with it. And I think one of the reasons that it took so long to get the decision from those three judges was that they wanted to make sure that every single loophole was closed.
Yes.
Every T was crossed. Every I was dotted. There was absolutely no wiggle room for misinterpretation.
And they got there.
And they did.
That is airtight, is pretty darn airtight as well, where that is really going to be difficult to talk any way around that. I would say, even if you were, Clarence Thomas, it would be very hard for you to argue a point that won over what they have put together. No.
And so what if they don't want to do it timely? I mean, they're saying they're going to, but what if they don't? But do you think that would happen?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
Yeah. I think
I don't think so.
I think they can see the writing on the wall, and I think that they realize that their days are numbered. Now, if they assuming if they were to take up the case and vote in favor of Trump, what's the first thing that a dictator does when they take over? They get rid of the judiciary so that there is no place that you can go to argue that something is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I think that as much as these guys are bending over backwards to, kind of allow Trump to have his way with them, they also realize that if if they were to bow to him right now, they are setting up their own demise.
Yes, that's very true. And he would definitely get rid of the three equal branches of government because those would oppose him. They would counterbalance him. They would watch over. That's why we designed our system this way. It is so that there is, a balance.
Yeah.
Checking.
Checks and balances.
Checks and balances to make sure that we're staying true to our constitutional
I watched
republic.
most of the Supreme Court arguments today on whether if they're going to take the case or not. They were listening to arguments from both sides of the lawyers. And I nearly fell out of my chair when Thomas actually spoke up and asked a question or two. But most of the questions and the conversations coming from the justices were the women and Chief Justice Roberts. Every now and again, one of the other ones would throw something in there, and it was usually some stupid ass phrase they would come up with. But I tell you what, Justice Jackson Brown, she was coming for him. She was throwing shade left and right. It was like,
she is one smart cookie.
Sotomayor was making this lawyer for Trump, look like a 2-year-old having a temper tantrum. The way she would question him and question what he was saying, and it was like, whoa.
She could, well,
she's
got it up here. She's got it memorized.
Even Justice Stepford White was asking good questions. I was like, two flip sides. I mean,
so they're still talking about whether they're going to take it on or not. I thought that was decided that they were going to take it on.
I don't.
I'm not sure. I know. I know what the thing that they've taken on that they are going to be deciding very soon is the Colorado case about him being taken off the ballot in Colorado.
Well,
it looks like that's going to be a win for Trump, and it looks like, and it wasn't just the conservative judges, but even the liberal judges have basically said, maybe that's just a bridge too far to take him off the ballot.
Okay, so
it isn't though.
Between the ballot and the immunity, I've kind of gotten mixed up on that.
And most of the argument was based around the verbiage of Amendment 14 and the fact that it didn't specifically state this also includes the president. And so they were trying to work their way around
is the president an officer? The president, the office of the president, an officer? Then it would definitely include him. And then scholars are saying, no, he doesn't have to be an officer of the court or anything like that, but he definitely serves as an officer of the court, an officer of the United States of America.
Of the government, yes.
Of the government.
Yeah.
Yes, he's serving in that capacity, although
he took an oath to uphold the Constitution.
He took an oath.
He broke that oath.
There you go.
Absolutely, he did.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Right there.
Absolutely.
Well, most of the argument was on the semantics of it, how the wording was phrased.
Yeah,
totally. So we've already gotten into our discussion. Thanks, folks, for being here. Just wanted to say hello to some of the people who have joined us, and thank you for joining us and spending part of your evening with us. This is going to be, it generally is. It's a political discussion. We won't be taking any personal questions. And I do have a series of questions that I'll be bringing up, and 3 of them were contributed by people who had sent them in ahead of time. So if we have time later on and you wanted to ask a political question, if we have time, we can include it, but I think we're okay with questions so far. So wanted to remind you to please like, share, and subscribe, not only on my channel, but go over and visit Sherry at Voices from the Swamp, Cleo the Seer, and Val at Dragonfly Crystals and Next Level Channeling. Yes. Make sure to give a like, share, and subscribe to their channel as well. And there are people out there who are looking to hear the messages that we have to deliver. They just don't know where we are. So when you do the like, share, subscribe, and especially if you leave a comment at the end of the show in the comment section, it works with the YouTube algorithm, and it raises our videos so that they get out in front of more people. That means more people can hear the message. So when you do that, you're helping other people find us. So thank you. Thank you for that. And just wanted to quickly say hello. We have got Rose Blue is here. Hello, Rose Blue. Froxy Roxy, Christine Fryer. We've got Barbara Nesper. Dee Alloway, hello again. We've got Miss Tarot D, who said, yeah, hello, dear friends, off to bed, but wanted to give some love. Thank you, Miss Tarot D. Love that.
Tomorrow's her treatment day, so she goes in for her treatments on Fridays.
All right. So Louise Fote, Lori Huntsinger. We have got, some woman named Sherry, Voices from the Swamp. Who let her in?
I don't know who that is.
Oh, please. Okay, Garden Angel is here. Mickey Walk is here. Let's hope I don't miss anyone. Kathy Parsons, Carolyn Brooker. Hello, Carolyn. Thanks for being here with us. All righty, I think that I've gotten to the end of all that. So let's take a look at some of the questions that I have gotten here. Okay, so today, Aline Haba, apparently, Judge Engoron had asked for both sides to submit a brief about the fact that Weisselberg is in plea negotiations to plead guilty to perjury. And he wanted to know what each side felt about that, and, to kind of make oral arguments, or to make argument for their side of the case. And Alina Haba said that she had consulted with her ethics professional, and that she has been advised by her ethics professional not to make any comment due to, client attorney privilege and so on and so forth. First thing that blew me away is the fact that she has an ethics professional on her. Really? Has she consulted that professional up until now?
She hasn't. She obviously hasn't consulted them when she'd go outside the courtroom and stand on the steps and sit and spiel ridiculous things that were embarrassingly false.
Yeah.
So ethics much? No.
Ethics.
I don't think so.
Yeah, exactly. And the other
that I've ever read about anyway.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other point in all this, and this was something pointed out by Judge Engoron when he responded and sent an email to the parties about this, is that a lawyer has a duty to notify the court even when information comes to them that might be prejudicial to their side. If this information comes to light and they hear about it, they have a duty to advise the other parties that this is what it is. So the idea of saying, ethically, due to client attorney privilege, I can't comment, no, that goes out the window. So I'm wondering if was this ethics professional, did he attend the Donald Trump School of Law? And just what do we have to say about that? Is this, I don't think, and according to what Letitia James said to the court, was basically, Your Honor, go ahead and make your ruling that there, if what we all know that he did perjure himself. We don't really need to relitigate that case. The court has already made a determination that the information wasn't true. So if it wasn't true in that case, it's not true in all cases. So we don't need to weigh in on that. Go ahead and make your decision.
Well, he told them himself that he didn't tell the truth.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Judge Engoron's whole motive here is to have all his ducks in a row so that when this comes down, and he's going to slam Trump very hard, that when they come back on it, they can't use that or anything in there to act like that this wasn't done properly or there was some little misstep that would wreck. And this is, I can't remember. Is this the one that's the $350 million?
300, yeah. Letitia James is seeking, $370 million. I have done in past readings that I've done, I'm thinking it's going to be more in line with about 700 million. That's what I'm getting.
Wow, the money just keeps going up and up and up.
I know.
But anyway, this judge is making sure that he's covered all his bases. So
absolutely,
the perjury guy has already admitted that he lied. And the judge has to be careful about how they use those lies. Did they base their decision on his lies? So he's got to eliminate that and a few other things. But yeah, he's getting ready to really give it to Trump, and I just can't wait for the day.
I know. I think we're all going to be celebrating.
I love the fact that the court has now started calling him Citizen Trump.
Oh yeah, I love it that they did that. I love it that they did that. It just that was from the appellate court, right?
Yeah,
the appellate court. Those three women. Oh, they just annihilated him.
They annihilated him. Oh, man, they eviscerated his lawyers. They have to argue their position. And it was just decimated.
Yes. And they're doing the same thing that this judge is doing. They made sure that you can't come back. Well, I think you guys have already said that. They've just sealed it up so tight that it's going to be very difficult for somebody to come in and say there was a misstep or there was something an irregularity.
Or that they can somehow put it all together and come out with something that sounds very judicial and above, that supersedes all of it. No, it's not going to happen.
No. So do we want to pull a couple cards and get an idea as to what, when Engoron comes down with his decision, what is that going to do to Trump? How is he going to feel?
Well, I noticed that Trump has already said that with the appellate court that said that he didn't have immunity. He's already just skipping by it and moving right on to his next case and basing it on immunity. I don't know if he's just like partially brain dead or getting bad advice, because it's already established there. I know that they're going to try to appeal things on that, but so he's going to just continue to do his court cases as though he has immunity. Good luck.
He will just, I refuse to see the truth. As soon as he was asked by a reporter about the judgment awarded to E. Jean Carroll, and he went, I don't know what judgment are you talking about? What are you talking about? she said the 83.3 million. We won that on appeal. No. We won that on appeal. That's the.
He's going to have an alternate reality.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's saying those kind of things because this is how Trump works. And this, if you look back, everything he says is an untruth. And so he's going to say the same thing, thinking that his followers, they followed him so far. They think that a lot of people think that he was that Biden stole the election somehow. So he just keeps perpetuating the lie and hoping that's going to work. Only thing is when you go into court with that kind of a lie, no, that doesn't work. And so he'll act like, well, the court's against me. It's Biden, DOJ, and
he's only Cleo's right. He's only got the one playbook. He's not changing his playbook. So he's doing the same old strategy, only it doesn't work in the courts. But in the Trump world of MAGA, they won't look at the news that doesn't follow what he's doing in a wonderful way. So when they hear, oh, I won that, they're going to think, oh, he won that. They're going to go check.
Absolutely right. That's exactly what they do. It's exactly what they do. And they totally believe him, and they don't believe anybody else. And they have just been so brainwashed.
They don't read. I'm sorry, but they aren't educated for the most part. They don't pay attention to and use their critical thinking skills to look at both sides and understand the real issues. So,
because they've already decided that he's right and everybody else is wrong. You know, some of these people, especially when I saw him interviewing people in Iowa before their primary or caucus or whichever it was, that these were sincere people. And I don't think they were stupid at all, but they just totally believe that. So he has a way about him. He's charismatic.
Yeah.
And they believe what he says. But I'm hoping that, in the end, I've always understood that when the court makes a decision on something, that's something you really have to respect.
Yeah.
That was their decision after they went through all this legal mumbo jumbo that most of us don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but when it comes down to it, these people still don't, I guess they think everything's corrupt.
They think it's the law of Trump. It's the court of Trump.
Yeah.
They don't know anything different. Anything outside of that little wheelhouse can't be true. And this is how I show him feeling. The end is coming. He's looking at himself in the mirror. But this is what he really sees. The graveyard is headed for. So I'm saying this is the decimation, for entertainment purposes only, of Trump. The citizen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Sherry.
I pulled the Lovers at first, and I was thinking, okay, well, how is that going to fit? Go with me here. Because then next it was the Queen of Swords. So thinks he's tough, thinks he's got it all under control. I've got the sword, I'm in charge. But then we get the devil. That's going to just, no, dude.
That's a sword of truth coming between him and his supporters. There is going to come a time very, very soon where they are going to have no choice but to see him for what he
really is. Right. Yeah. I agree, Maureen. Yeah.
It's the Grim Reaper and the moon. So, all that illusion, delusion, no, it is coming to an end. And I think Engoron's, when he comes down with that decision, and when he names that dollar figure, because so much of who Trump is tied into his finances. Mm-hmm. He is no one without his money. Take away his money and he will fall apart. I think that, I don't see him able to participate in November's election. I really don't.
I don't either.
Well, as Arthur says, you know, you have to be alive to be elected.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that everything that's going to be coming down from the court systems regarding all of his cases,
Yes.
all the 91 counts that are against him,
Yes.
are going to play havoc with his health. And he's already sliding down the slippery slope with his mental state and everything else.
Oh my God, listen to him talk for 10 minutes. And it's like,
Yeah.
what?
This
This
isn't connecting.
it's worse than that. It's just completely.
He's in different time dimensions while talking about.
Yeah, totally. Totally. That just he's done. He's done. Okay. I'm going to take that one away. And this is in fresh news. Special counsel Robert Hur, who is a Trump appointee, said no criminal charges will be filed against Biden in the documents case. But then he took a swipe at Biden with some very flowery language, which actually isn't allowed. He shouldn't have done that, but it's out there now. He did it. He said it. And basically what he said, and hold on, I'm going to see if I can't read a portion of this because it's so convoluted. It's kind of like, when you put someone down as a reference and your new employer calls that reference and says, well, what do you think about, so-and-so? And your past employer says, oh my God, one of the best accountants we ever had on our team. Now, if you can catch him on a sober day, the magic that he can do is incredible. Right? Which is that kind of backhanded.
Yeah, it is. It's a backhanded thing. And, what he has said is that Biden's memory is not good.
Yeah.
That Biden didn't remember when his son passed away. That he talked about his elderly status, that he just wasn't up for anything, but that they weren't going to have any criminal charges. But,
yes.
Biden right now, I can't believe how much crap is coming at him. And it's just so unwarranted and so untrue. And so, also Nikki Haley and Donald Trump both didn't like it that they didn't do Biden with criminal charges, acting as though that Biden's being treated differently than Trump. Fortunately, this Robert Hur guy did say that we're talking two different cases, apples and oranges. Biden, when they discovered these documents, he immediately turned them over. He helped them do whatever he did whatever they asked.
He cooperated totally.
And so that was pretty obvious that, it's a different thing, that one person tried to hide it. Another person said, no, go ahead, whatever. I mean, he's been in politics for over 50 years. He happened to have some documents that I don't think he really understood that there was that kind of thing sitting in his house. But either way, well, then that's it. They're trying to say, well, he's so forgetful.
Yes.
He didn't pack his stuff up. His aides did. He didn't do any of that.
Yeah.
And whether
the minute he saw that there was
turned him right over, I mean, it's not something that he was really. No president packs their own stuff.
The minute somebody on his team saw that those documents were there, they told him, and he immediately picked up the phone.
Yeah.
Called the archives and said, hey,
of course, he doesn't care about them or want them. He doesn't do anything nefarious like who.
Exactly. Yeah, he wasn't keeping them so that he could sell them.
Yes.
Well,
get
and he
himself,
wasn't shuffling around from one house to another house behind one locked door to another locked door, and
yes.
hiding the keys so nobody could get in.
But I
Exactly.
love it that to say the things that Robert Hearst said isn't allowed, but yet it's already come out. What kind of nonsense is that? That's just ridiculous.
That's Trump playbook.
Yeah.
Just get it out there on the airwaves as a soundbite and it becomes true.
Yeah.
Just get it out there. Whether you have to have some kind of a, some kind of a court, fee or whatever you might have to pay over it, it's good. Get it out there. So say as many negative things as you can and make your stab at it.
Yeah.
That's the
and the minute he won the Nevada primary, Biden did. Yeah. The minute that happened, the next thing I know, there's just this a huge amount of negativity towards Biden, and it just blows my mind. Instead of focusing on what happened in Nevada, you got something up your sleeve, Val?
I was just saying, I live in Nevada, and here I am just laughing because the last thing I read was Trump didn't file his paperwork in time. He was never on the ballot at all as the potential nominee for the GOP. And Nikki Haley was on there. And what happened with Nikki Haley? She lost to none of the above.
Yes.
None of the above.
Yeah.
Check.
But are they having another one that's called a caucus? You've got a primary and caucus.
Every state holds a party caucus. So there will be the GOP caucus. There will be the Democrat caucus.
I think the independents have one too.
Every single person who has not voted can go and vote there. You cannot vote twice. If you voted in the election, you cannot go to the caucus. Pretty much, here's the interesting thing. They changed the rules too. A caucus is able to say who is going to be the nominee over and above any electors who are voting for the nominee. So it's almost like, why even do it?
Yeah, why bother?
They don't, if Trump wasn't voted for, if he was on the ballot, if he wasn't voted for, they can make him the nominee.
Yeah.
And whoever wins the caucus gets the delegates, but the primary doesn't?
The party gets to pick who their nominee is, regardless of the votes of the citizens of that state. Regardless. And they get all the delegates, they get everything. So they took the power away from the people. This is a new thing they changed.
Yeah.
It is something that they voted for here in Nevada. My husband read it wrong. He didn't know. It was worded so it felt like it was the opposite way. And he goes, "Oh, you don't have any power anymore. When you vote, it's a suggestion to the party." Yeah, I voted. This is my suggestion.
So do you think that a lot of people in Nevada, just like your husband, didn't know yes was no and no was yes?
I do think so, but I think it's from a while back. I don't know if it was a year ago when they changed this or when they did. I didn't look at when that was changed, but he remembers voting on it. But what I can say is, yes, I believe that it's worded in a way in which it confuses you and you don't know that they're saying what they are saying. So yes, I do. And I think the none of the above is a demonstration.
Yeah.
None of the above.
None of the above.
I love that when I heard that. But then again, doesn't Trump, even though you said he didn't sign up in time or something, isn't he part of the caucus?
When he goes into when they go to the caucus meeting, which is like any day or they've already had it, when they go into the caucus, every single citizen there that is a Republican can vote for Trump, even if it's not about a ballot. what's on the ballot. They can just vote for who they want as a nominee. So, yeah, they can say, we want Trump for a nominee, and then it'll be so.
So how many delegates does Nevada have?
I'm not sure how many delegates.
Isn't it something like
It depends on the state. I mean, some states
We
only
seem
have
to be an important state that they always want to win. They'll put it that way.
Okay. I thought
So-
that it wasn't very many, but
I wouldn't think it would be, but for some reason they give us power. Let me see, delegates of Nevada.
Google it, says Rose Blue. Google it. And yes, Rose Blue, I do have your questions starred. We may get to them, but I think one of your questions kind of falls in line with one of the other ones that I have already. So yeah, certainly take a look at it. Yeah, and while Val's looking that up, I just want to point out that one of the
26.
things, 26, okay.
26. Wow.
They
Okay.
like to win here.
Yeah,
They always, the president, the nominees.
That's why
always
they
try
they
to
they
come here.
they wine
Seen
and dine.
Obama in person here, and so believe me, they come here.
Well, does it feel to you living there that Nevada is a Trump supportive state?
Oh no, there's a
No.
lot of no. It's divided heavily between blue and red,
Okay.
and I'm living in the higher income Trumpy area, yes, but there are a ton of people who are blue. So
So it's kind of a purple state?
yeah.
Okay.
all right, that one.
And a lot of them don't vote per se because they support his policies, but because he's going to give them the tax breaks that they want so they can keep more of their money in their pocket.
Because I'm in the higher income area, you are absolutely correct. They don't realize what they're going to suffer from this greed that they have. Okay, this is what I'm saying. I'm putting that forward now. The greed that they are trying to hold on to every last penny in their bank account isn't worth it.
No,
Mm-mm.
no, not at all. Not at all.
In my estimation.
Yes. All righty. So apparently, and I only caught just literally, a minute or two.
I love that question.
Yeah, Tucker Carlson's interview with Vladimir Putin. And what I'd like to know very, very simply is at what point did Putin have to fight the urge to slap the stupid off of Tucker's face? Because
Probably
clearly
halfway through
in
the
this
first
interview,
question.
he's doing is, that
Constipated face. The constipated.
Yeah, he makes that stupid face like he thinks it makes him look
No,
intelligent.
like,
And it's
yeah.
like he's sitting on the toilet and he's having a moment.
yes, absolutely. It's like, just Mom, I'm trying to hurry. I'm trying. Yeah. Anyway, that was nothing but propaganda, and the questions, the hard-nosed questions that he was putting to Putin, I'm sure were absolutely scripted, and Putin.
Well, he didn't jump out of any windows, so it must have gone okay.
Yeah. Well, as far as we know. So I guess what I'd like to know is anyone taking this interview seriously? And as Rose Blue, I think, wanted to know was if there was going to be any sanctions against Tucker, because I guess he kind of went against the travel use your words, Marina, travel fan. So,
yeah, I read a little tiny bit about this, and people are talking about that he might be in trouble for whatever he did or said. And, and he is somebody that I couldn't ignore more. It's just
That's a great way to put it.
Attention to this guy. He's just a knucklehead, but
a rich little boy who thinks he's smart and he's not,
I couldn't ignore him more.
totally.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, before I forget, just want to say hello to some new members on our various channels. Annie Bear, hello Annie Bear, Willow Love, Kalaya Williams, and Ness. Hello, new members. Thank you for supporting our channels, and thank you for being there and doing what you do. So welcome. Whoops. Welcome, members.
I'm hoping to get my memberships up and running by March.
Yes.
Fingers crossed. If everything works out right.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So to kind of answer the question about is anyone taking this seriously, I get dust. It's like, Tucker, go away. Yeah, no, no one is really taking this seriously. It's propaganda is exactly what it is.
And you know what? I get poison. You like poison. I see this rather than the fire.
Yeah.
And they're scooping it like they're scooping up guts.
I mean, oh my goodness. Yeah.
I mean, let me just say, it's not being received well and will not be received well. It is showing his backside to the world, and he shouldn't have ought to done that.
No. No.
Put it like that.
A lot of people are going to think, or he's going to think, that he's there to fix it all.
Yes.
He's Mr. Fix It. Because then he can go and get on his lounge chair and not have to worry about anything. Like the man ever really had to work in his life anyway, right?
Yes. He came from a wealthy family.
Because he can't see the forest for the trees.
Yeah.
I mean, he's blowing smoke up a so-and-so's backside.
Yeah.
Because he thinks it's going to, I don't know, open up the heavenly coffers.
I'm just going to say yes. And it feels like he went for entertainment purposes only on the behest of 45. And
Yeah.
I'm feeling like that he went there on that mission to raise Putin's profile here, so that the 45ers, the MAGA crowd, can go, yeah, our fearless leader, strong man like this strong man. And
well, I'm surprised that Vladimir Putin bothered to say that he would accept an interview from Tucker Carlson, because Tucker Carlson is absolutely nobody. Nobody takes him seriously, whether it's now or last year. I mean, he's just, like I said, it's a knucklehead. So I don't know what Vladimir was thinking about. There would be other people that would probably interview him better.
I think
maybe it was because he's just so harmless and such a fool that Vladimir figured, fine, just tell him what I want, my message.
He was just using him for more disinformation.
Yeah.
I mean, he was using him as a tool. He knows that he had a viewership. It isn't that he himself is anything, but he had a viewership that would give a platform to Putin's rhetoric, which is the way he operates.
And it just really blows my mind that the same people who 10 years ago thought of Putin as the devil, evil incarnate, somebody that we needed to defeat at all costs, are now running around behind this man, seeing how fast they can get close enough to kiss his behind.
Pretty much it. Yeah, pretty much it. There is why did Putin do the interview? Because it's like a cat playing with a mouse.
Yep.
you know, I can bat you here, I can bat you there. I can tell you any story that I want, and I come across as the sane one, right? There's two people that are on the stage. One is clearly insane, and Putin comes out as the reasonable guy. So
was the interview done in Russia? It was, right?
yes,
Because my
Yeah.
guide just told me that they had him come so that they could get him in positions and take pictures and have blackmail on him, because he is in a position where he's close to a lot of players
could be.
on the stage.
And
Well, they
he's
just told me that. They showed me a picture of
Yep.
that imagery of Compromise, and that this is in place now. They've already done it. They've gotten those lined up.
Yeah.
So
And
he was a dupe.
yeah, Hillary Clinton was asked about him going over there.
Yeah.
And I loved her reply. She said, well, yeah, you know, he is a useful idiot.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's
Yes.
what it is. And he is,
Planning it.
yeah, he's idiot enough not to realize that he's being played.
He was being played and he didn't know it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
He's going along.
I got the big interview.
They loved me in Russia. They were filming him everywhere he went, and they were talking about, you know, and he took the subway in Russia, and he went to this fancy restaurant in Russia, and it was all, you know, it's when you're the butt of a joke and you don't realize you're the butt of a joke and everybody else is laughing.
Exactly.
It's kind of one of those.
Yeah. And I just also got the imagery that if he wasn't going to drink the vodka and play nice with the photographs and what was going on, they were going to make sure that he was either given something in his drink, or they were going to be able to place him where they needed him to get these shots. So it wasn't anything that was going to slip by. It was going to get done.
Wow.
Exactly.
I thought I printed it out, but I guess I didn't. But I read an article today. I think it was Ross Story or Alternet. I don't remember which one, where the FCC just made it illegal to do the clone voices for political ads, for robocalls and stuff.
Yeah.
They can't do AI to sound like Biden or whoever and give false information and everything.
That shouldn't even have to be a law or something like that. I mean, that should be a given.
Yeah.
Right. But because of who we deal with on the other side, they literally had to make it illegal.
They had to
make them stop, and they're going to have to start arresting some of these idiots and make examples of them in order for the rest of them to go, let's not go down that road.
Yeah.
I just say it, you know.
Totally. Now, I had a submission from Lady Life, who wanted to know what are the GOP Republican plans to address the situation if Donald Trump is legitimately unable to fulfill positions as the 2024 nominee? That is, it's a good question, because I think that it's going to be more of a reality than than kind of a hypothetical. Like they're going to make him their nominee. They're all going to stand behind him and go with plan A, not have a plan B in place. And all of a sudden, my sense isn't necessarily that he is that he has crossed the bridge. My sense is that he is incapable of going forward, because there's either and of course, entertainment purposes only, what do I know? There is either a stroke or brain bleed, there is something that makes him absolutely incapacitated, so that, you know, he can't, that there's nothing that anyone can do about this. This takes him out of the game, puts him in a little rubber room. And
you know, my cards agree with you. This is his brain, and it's under construction because he's simple-minded now with whatever happened.
Yes.
And, you know, although it makes us a little vomity, but here he is, the whale. This is 45 for me in my cards. So he's going to become simple-minded from the brain bleed or the start. Yeah. For entertainment purposes only, YouTube. But yes.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. And I think this is going to come soon after Judge Engoron's decision. When that comes down, I think that's when it's the concept of being held accountable for your actions is something that is totally foreign to him. And all of a sudden, at the stage of life where he's at, to be held accountable, to have your toys taken away. Yeah, he's going to go off the deep end. And then what? What do you do as a Republican? What do you do?
It's just amazing that they don't have a plan B. You know, regardless of health or anything else, the fact of all these criminal charges, 91 felonies, right?
Yes.
I mean, that is just
blows your mind
that they think that they're not going to back that up.
He's not going to dodge 91 felonies.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
But the fact that there was a lot of people money behind Trump, and I think that money is disappearing. And also he spent an awful lot of money on lawyers and stuff. So he's going to have a hard time keeping his campaign going anyway. But I know that there's some people that, you know, you guys have talked about his health and things that might happen. I think it's more likely that he could have a stroke or something like that. Mm-hmm. Other psychics are talking about that he may not be on the planet anymore. I don't really see that happening. I think that the death they're looking at is the death of his, of who he is right now. Yes. And if he had a stroke, he would become something else. And
his personality. Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, I don't know what they're thinking, and they're down on Nikki Haley, but she's the only one that she's the second up and coming. And even I really thought she was going to do a little bit better than she's done. I'm in my thinking, wouldn't you go to the person that was a second runner up and say, okay, Donald can't do it. Now it's up to you. I don't know.
They don't want a woman.
She doesn't have a penis. So
she doesn't have a penis? Oh, well, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, she chose the brain instead when they gave her the choice. Yeah, she said, I'll take the brain.
Yeah, so I don't know if the Republicans have a plan B, C, D. I mean, they're not really thinking about that. They're just so sure that if they keep marching on as they're doing, that Trump will get it and that Biden doesn't have a chance, which, by the way, I just saw today, the worst article I've ever seen about Biden's popularity. They went through all 50 states and he comes out like 23%, 31%.
I don't buy its polls at all.
And I don't, well, this one was just so ridiculous, but it made all the Trumpsters look around like, yeah, you know, Trump's got it. So they're still feeding that line. How they get away with having that kind of a polling. There wasn't one, I don't think that anybody went over 40%, but you had to get like down through 30 or 40 states before you even got to that. I mean, it was so low and it was so derogatory and it just made no sense. And I'm thinking, I don't believe it. And I hope that other people don't believe it either, because it's just craziness.
It's going to make all the Democrats come out and vote. and the MAGAs feel comfortable and they don't even have to leave home. So that's going to work for us. So this rhetoric is actually going to backfire on the GOP. So I'm feeling good.
You know what? I think that you're right in that. And there is
my words.
There is a lot of things that the GOP just can't seem to grasp.
Yeah.
This border deal. This was the best deal that they were ever going to get. And in service of bowing down to, dear leader, they scuttled it.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen in November when Biden gets reelected? He's got the House, he's got the Senate, and he's going to go back to all those Republicans and say, yeah, that border deal, all the stuff we gave you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you know what? We're going to have to renegotiate that. And they're going to end up with nothing.
Yeah.
And who are they going to blame for that except, well, of course they're going to blame Biden because, that the
and our brand new governor just sent our National Guard to Texas to go cover the border to stop the hordes of people from coming in, where I've seen a good dozen TikTokers and YouTube people go down there in live streams and going up and down and like, well, where is everybody?
Yeah. Where are the millions?
Where are all these hordes coming in? I don't see anybody.
They're the invisible hordes.
Yes. A lot of that deal with the border thing that the Republicans have turned down, a lot of the stuff in there the Republicans asked for in the first place.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, I mean, the fact that they're doing this because Trump told them not to do it, that tells you right now you absolutely do not want those people in there. You do not want Trump in there because what are they doing? I mean, they're taking money from Ukraine. They're taking they're two-faced.
Yeah.
This is all about their election, and Trump's is like, no, don't do that because it'll make Biden look good.
Exactly.
Well, I think that's going to backfire big time. I think that a lot of people are going to look around and say, wait a minute, we could have done this in February.
You can't bring it up as an issue now. You as a Republican, how do you bring it up and say, well, Biden, look what Biden's done to the border? Dude, you voted no. You had the best deal you were ever going to get.
And I'm
telling you the things you wanted, and you said no.
Yeah, and that was why Adam Kissinger and Mitt Romney don't even want to be Republicans anymore. They're too embarrassed and ashamed of that party now. And there were plenty of others earlier down too. So
I was reading earlier, there's another House GOP member who is resigning because he just can't deal with it anymore.
Can't deal with it.
So that's losing another guy on their side in the House.
Another vote.
Yes.
Yay.
Well, I'll tell you.
See, so they can't ferret out in their minds that what they're doing is a double-edged sword. It's paradoxical. If they do this, then this will happen. They can't, their minds aren't comprehending that with every choice they're making, they're biting themselves in the butt. So, it's going to come back to haunt them.
And Mrs. Johnson is spending an awful lot of time on her knees in prayer, hoping that none of the white old men who are in the Senate all of a sudden meet their maker.
Yeah.
Just simply because they're old.
Yes.
So this is not, it's not good, but you know what? If we just, things will change come November. We just have to live through this until November.
Yeah, but November for Ukraine is too far away. Ukraine needs that money now. And I think that Biden might come up with something to that he can
Yes.
get around certain things so that he can
Yeah.
at least come up with something. But you know, the fact that the Republicans are doing this and it's so blatantly obvious. I mean, it's just everybody's like, "What? You've been offered the best deal in that has existed in decades about the reform of the border thing." I mean, it's just amazing that they have just flat out turned it down.
Yeah.
Didn't even read it because they already knew what was in it because they made up some of that stuff themselves.
It was a bipartisan bill.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Except in poop over. They made a wrong move on this one.
Totally.
They should have ghosted the big 45 and signed everything and passed the bill.
Absolutely.
Let's just say it.
Ladies, we are at 1 hour. And you know what? I think this is an absolutely perfect way to end the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to thank those that have joined us in the chat. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, and thank you for, chatting with each other. It's always nice when I see that. This is a beautiful community, and we're always encouraging of each other. So to watch you guys interact and chat, that is just absolutely phenomenal. So, and ladies, another fantastic show in the can, as they say.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
on the back.
yes, absolutely. Perfect. Absolutely wonderful.
Mhm.
I'm so glad to do this with you guys every 2 weeks. It just
I
it's
love
kind of
this show.
the highlight. Yeah, when I do the show, I like it because we can. There are times when we are very heart-centered, and then there's times when we can just be real, and we can say, whatever.
It's not that we don't think. It's not that we don't still have our spiritual perspective.
Yes.
It's not like I am seething out bad energy toward anyone.
Yes.
Because I don't. I'm just saying what is so from a neutral position.
We're just taking joy in it.
I am neutral when I say it, but just so you know, you can pay attention to things that are going on in your universe and see it all, but don't buy into it. Don't get emotional about it. Don't attach, because that makes you hook into it and you get more of that. So you want to stay neutral.
And if Spirit didn't want us to have fun with this, then they wouldn't let us get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
I love this Golden Girls show. I love doing this with you guys. It is so much fun. It's one of my favorite shows, and I love what the chatters come up with. I mean,
absolutely.
They come up with some great ideas in there.
Totally. Great. So that is absolutely wonderful. So thank you again for joining us, and thank you, ladies. And I think the next one in 2 weeks' time, and I think Cleo. Oh no, who's hosting?
No, I don't get to do it till March.
That's right. No, Golden Girls, you're right. It's Sherry. So Sherry will be hosting us on the 22nd.
Okay.
Yep. Yay.
Yay.
Looking forward to that. So thank you, everyone. Take care. Be good. And we'll see you later. Bye.